How's it going, everybody? I'm the B2C Reaper Mongol, and this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading where the price is going up or down. Indonesia market regulator declares Cardano a commodity, as well as a few other coins. So on June 9th, Bapeti, the agency responsible for regulating commodity future trading in Indonesia, classified over 450 cryptos, including ADA, as commodities. It allows them to use the current frameworks that exist for commodities in their countries. Extensive evaluations were conducted before listing the currencies, considering utility, function, intrinsic value with their respective blockchains. So those were the three things they looked at, and they noted that it aimed to provide clarity to investor protection while promoting innovation and technological advancement within the crypto space. So their goal is they realize that, hey, labeling them as a security could cause a lot of headwinds, so this may be a bit of a shift as we see the US attacking projects like this saying they're securities because they want more money from them. So Ripple CTO David Schwartz kind of fired back at the 10 billion XRP buyback rumor that was going around. He said that there is no specific thing going on, that he doesn't know what's being referred to. Sometimes they do buy XRP and release it back to escrow, but there's no official source being mentioned, and he's saying that it doesn't exist. People are trying to say, oh, is it a leak? But no, it's not. Shiba Inu lead Shytoshi Kusama says there's lots to do. So he was probed by people on Telegram. He said there's lots to do, then he muted the chat room, and then he went back to work. He's tagging some people. I believe it was a Shibarium scam group, so he's gonna talk to them. He possibly wants to work with them, probably to help weed out the Shib scams and help the community flourish without scams. Kusama indicated that the ecosystem is ripe with potential projects and tokens, including Shib, Bone, Leash, and Treat. He highlighted the project's holistic approach, and Kusama said that he's trying to bring value to the community instead of steal value from the community. So what any good community should do for you. Kusama expressed his plans to step back at Shibarium is complete once the multi-governance token will be live. So once the governance program's live, he's going to step back, and it's going to be more in the community's hands for the future of the blockchain. Study shows Bank of England rising interest rates threaten 1.2 million UK households with insolvency. So the UK has about 9%, just barely below 9% inflation rate. So they have increased their interest rate base to 5%, which they did a 0.5% point raise, which is the biggest they've seen in 3 months, and it brings them to the highest level since 2008. So this could potentially raise mortgage payments on 1.2 million people and push them towards insolvency. So over on our total, we are trying to inch up. We're kind of flagging here, so we're kind of locked in this range. Could be good, might be some bullish action following that. Stochastic looks like it's stretching out. RSI is not really going anywhere. Momentum struggling to really gain strength. Our VWAP is starting to come down. Money flow is still in the bearish territory, but not really going anywhere. So we're kind of indecisive. Over on Bitcoin, our dominance is taking a little bit of a drop. Stochastic's starting to break. RSI is starting to break. Momentum's got a double red dot. Money flow is starting to curl out. VWAP is heading down. So if we get a continued red candle tomorrow, we could see some further downside and push away back down toward the support area of this pattern. Over on our futures, we did fill this lower gap, going to finally delete it. So we could potentially still push to the higher gap, but you can see we're kind of being suppressed back down. So if we don't reclaim some of this territory, we could see a rejection of this value node, where the sellers step in and push us lower. So just watch out. We are above the high value area. So usually when you're above the high value area for your range, you do see a drop. And our range is from this candle back here. So we are including this higher volume area back here within this profile. Our stochastic is starting to bend. RSI is starting to bend with a red dot, signaling we could see some sell-off with the strength. Momentum is starting to curl over, VWAP is starting to come down, almost near that neutral line. Money flow is just riding under that neutral line, so our money flow is bearish. So we could see some further downside with these curls, especially with the dominance coming out. Over on Bitcoin, we did try to break down through our support level. We're kind of just riding it right now. So if we do push lower, we could break it and we could see some further downside. We do have this area here right around this 30.2, which we would need to break to see further downside. We are above our value area high here. So again, on the volume profile, that means at some point we are likely to come back down and at least retest it or break through it. Stochastic's starting to come down, RSI is starting to inch its way down, momentum's looking like it wants to curl. Money flow is starting to curl down, VWAP is getting close to breaking through that neutral, so we could be set up for this to be a top, so just keep your eyes on the next few candles. Over on our momentum, our 4 hour has a big bearish divergence that's not really taking us anywhere, but it could. RSI is overall coming down, Stochastic's beat down, money flow is starting to round out. We are trying to bounce off this 18 zone. That has been a pretty good support zone for us, so if we are able to keep going forward, we could see further upside. However, if we start to break through this, we could see some more downside. VWAP is starting to reject away from the neutral line, so we are seeing more bearish action on this 4 hour. Over on the 2 hour, we have a double manipulation X, so that could bring us down, so keep an eye on that. Bearish divergence across our momentum. We had a red dot that brought our momentum down, but that didn't bring price down yet. RSI is overall losing strength. Stochastic's getting slightly lower highs. Our Stochastic wants to get a bullish cross. We'll have to see if it can manage. So overall, we're not looking very strong here on the 2 hour. Money flow is starting to curl out, getting kind of close to that neutral, so the 2 hours looking a little bearish leaning. At 1 hour, our money flow is attempting to stay in the bearish territory. We did break bearish, go bullish, and then reject it away twice. So we are rejecting away a little stronger than the last 2 times we touched here. So if we don't get bullish money flow in the next couple candles, we could be set up to see a drop. Usually, sometimes these drops can be very quick, so just watch out for that. RSI is starting to weaken. Stochastic wants to run up, so our Stochastic's trying to get through that neutral. We'll have to see if it can actually climb through the neutral and push our RSI up. If it does, we might be able to see the VWAP start to press forward with momentum, and those might help press the money flow forward. Also, here's graph. So on the daily, we are getting a little bit of a decent pump, at least compared to everything else. Stochastic's kind of overbought. RSI is just running up. VWAP is kind of losing strength here. Momentum is coming up pretty strongly. Money flow is rounding up overall and trying to make higher lows, so that our money flow might try to break through the neutral and go bullish. Over on the 4 hour, we have a bearish divergence on our momentum here, just like Bitcoin. Couldn't get the words out. RSI is overall falling. Stochastic was making lower highs all over. We still do have a lower high technically from here to here, so we still do have a bearish divergence there. Momentum has a red dot that could press us down. I just can't talk tonight. Money flow wants to roll over. VWAP is in the bearish territory, so we are a little more bearish leaning than we are bullish currently. But we could be trying to form a bull flag here as we're kind of just chopping sideways. So we do have that possibility of hope. Stochastic is coming down. RSI is getting lower highs and looks like it's starting to get exhausted. Momentum's coming down. Our money flow is in the bullish territory. We do have a green dot on our momentum, so that might help push our momentum higher, and we could see some further upside. Our VWAP wants to go through that neutral, so we'll have to see if that VWAP can actually break through and gain some momentum. Over on the 1 hour, Stochastic is trying to ramp up. RSI is trying to head up, but starting to curl out, so keep an eye on that. Money flow is close to that neutral line, so just watch out if we do break through. Our VWAP is trying to press forward, and our momentum is trying to keep going forward, but we are in the bearish territory, so watch out if we don't get crossed through that neutral. We are slightly bearish leaning here, but we do have some indicators saying they want to go up. So keep an eye on the next few candles to see if we get some upside. We could see some money go from Bitcoin into our altcoins. So there is that possibility as the Bitcoin ETF hype is subsiding and people are realizing it's going to be a while. Stochastic starting to fall, RSI starting to fall, momentum starting to curl, VWAP starting to curl. Money flow looks like it could start to come out. This is on anchor on the daily. So the daily is pointing a little more bearish leaning. We did bounce out our value area low, so that is good. However, if we see more red candles, we could break through it. We do have this reversal arrow as well. We had an uptrend, so that could signal that we have a downtrend coming. Over on the 4-hour, we have slight bearish divergences on our momentum. RSI is trying to curl up, Stochastic's trying to get a bullish curl. Our money flow is trying to bounce up. It is overall getting lower highs currently, so money flow is starting to weaken here on the 4-hour. VWAP is trying to round up in the bearish territory and head toward the neutral, so we'll have to see if it can break through with some momentum or not. Over on the 2-hour, our momentum is making higher highs as price makes higher highs, so we're good there. Right here we do have a lower low though, so we might make some sort of goofy divergence. RSI is overall starting to inch out, Stochastic's beat down, VWAP's struggling above this neutral zone. So if we start to roll over, we could see everything else start to pull back. But with this momentum starting to get the green dot, we may be able to press forward. Just watch out if the momentum rejects that neutral cross. Our money flow is overall getting a sharp incline down and could break to the bearish side, so I'd keep an eye on that. Over on the hourly, our Stochastic's running wild even though we're going nowhere. So RSI has a lot of strength, but it looks like it's about to give it up. RSI is starting to curl, VWAP starting to curl over that neutral zone in the bullish territory, so it could start to give the momentum to the bears. Momentum starting to curl off, and our money flow did break into the bearish territory, got a little bit of a break back to the bullish territory, and now we're currently testing back into the bearish territory. So if we do hold the bearish territory, we could see further downside, and that could lead to our higher to medium time frames, and we could get quite a substantial pullback. Over on the daily for XRP, we are trying to get a little bit of a pump. Nothing too exciting, 1%. RSI is pretty flat, Stochastic's pretty flat, wants to get a bullish cross but struggling. Money flow is just riding this 12 zone. VWAP wants to cross through that neutral, so we'll have to see if it can. But that momentum's starting to get a red dot and curl, so we may see the VWAP reject away as well. Over on the 4-hour, we might have a little bit of an ascend. Yeah, this was our ascending channel that broke up. Overall, we're still kind of rounding here, so nothing real exciting, no real new patterns. Stochastic's starting to get a bearish cross, RSI is overall losing strength, VWAP's getting close to breaking through that neutral, and our money flow is struggling to stay above the neutral. Momentum looks like we could get a red dot soon, so keep an eye on this and watch the next couple of candles. If we get a red dot, we may see further downside and our momentum might start to come out from us. Over on the 2-hour, our Stochastic has a bullish cross, wants to push forward, but we'll have to see if we can go anywhere. We do have manipulation X's that keep popping up that want to bring us lower. Our momentum wants to get a little bit of a bounce off the neutral, but our VWAP's not looking very strong, and our money flow is curling back over. So if we don't get some strong momentum here, we could see some further downside. Over on the 1-hour, RSI is overall getting lower highs. Stochastic's about to make a bearish cross, just took a real sharp turn there. Money flow made a bounce off the neutral and is in the bullish territory, so if this can continue, that may be what could save us and help press us forward. Momentum's trying to break through the neutral, but it's very weak in the bullish territory and the VWAP's already losing strength. So if that VWAP doesn't turn course, our momentum might come out. Finally, over on the daily for Algo, we have a little bit of a pump, even though I'm being told the tech is dead. Stochastic is trying to kind of cool off, RSI is trying to pump, momentum's trying to pump, VWAP is trying to curl over, money flow is trying to come up, but it's struggling to cross over that 9 area. So if our money flow doesn't cross over this, we could see a rejection of this area and maybe a retest of the bottom of the channel. Over on the 4-hour, our momentum's getting bearish divergence. Stochastic is coming down, RSI is coming down, money flows overall starting to come out, VWAP is testing the neutral, or testing the bearish zone, not very strongly, but we are in the bearish territory. Over on the 2-hour, our momentum's coming down pretty strong, Stochastic's coming down strong, VWAP's getting lower lows and coming down, our RSI is coming down, money flows overall arching down, we are breaking like a support area, so if we push any lower, we could see some further downside. Over on the 1-hour, our RSI overall is coming down, Stochastic's pretty beat down, our VWAP is pretty exhausted, but our momentum looks like we could curl up with a green dot, so if our VWAP gets a little bit of an explosion, that could help propel us forward. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a wonderful night.